What's up, everybody out there? So what I'm about to do, I'm about to put you all the way in my business, and this might be too much for the timeline, but this really for potential partners, and I mean development partners, and I mean partners and stuff. So today I'm gonna open up and show you kind of the infrastructure and the concept of one of the so-called biggest projects that's in my portfolio that I'm actually working on, right? Been to make it for a long time, and what it is basically automobile development, just like product development. It's a product too. You understand what I'm saying? So if you know me, how to develop product from scratch, you know what I'm saying? Digital and physical. So this will be a physical product right here, right? And first thing we want to know is regulations. And this is a electric vehicle CGE motors, okay? So with that being said, you know, we're gonna be, you know, sooner or later it'll be to hood near you, you know what I'm saying, or town near you. So regulations is kind of steep, you know what I'm saying. You know anything about, you know, the automobile industry, it's a lot of regulation, a lot of, you know, things that you have to have to even get this car on the road, you know, properly, going to the commercial land of selling it, right? So that's why a lot of cars be produced in different countries. We may never see them and vice versa. So it's a lot of individuals and companies produce so many type of automobiles, but they never make it to the mainstreams. And it's so many electric vehicles to its trade. Last time I checked, it was over, like, I believe 62 electric vehicles. Tesla's just the leading brand that most people know. You got, you know, so many after that. So with that being said, my thing with the regulations, after understanding it, was M&A, which is mergers and acquisition, buying out a company that's already been, you know, put together, shaft, etc., and put another badge on it, right? And I was running around one time to thought I could buy Sterling, not knowing Sterling was still on the road, the Sterling trucks, and we had Sterling and Peugeot and all that. So I thought they was combined families. I always thought they resemble each other to me when I was growing up. So I could just buy this Sterling company for about $1 billion or $2 billion or whatever I was thinking at the time, and, you know, and use it for another, you know, acquisition deal to put this together. But then, you know, to me, what I love about acquisition, you never heard me say this because I don't talk about it, but it's triple L's, mean leverage, liquid, and loopholes. So you buy a company, it's leverage, right? Because you got more leverage on a lot of regulation and rules, not just borrowing. I'm talking about just the leverage right there. You got liquid, so you got liquid. So you want to say leverage, borrow, you can use that too. And loophole, so a lot of people, I can't do this because, you know, I got this, I can't get a license. Where you find a small company, buy it, and you got the license and things that may come. So now, let's move into these 3 dimensions. You know, when I bring it down, I'm always trying to bring it to you 3-dimensional, right? So first of all, this will be the frame. I want you to look at it. You can see it real good. It's the frame. And while I sketch it out, you know, I'm not a drawer, I'm just a sketcher. I sketch things up, send it to developers, graphic designers, and people like that to get it on a digital, you know, thing. So the frame, I put skateboard, because if you know anything about electric cars, you use the Tesla, it's a skateboard. You think about it, how like the frame is. That's why people are scared of them who really conscious on what's going on, but it's not a bad thing. They just scared, you know, because they hear certain things. But, you know, the electric motor. So I put the electric motor. So the electric motor, you know, it covers so many other, you know, different, you know, things you need for as a traditional car. So this the frame we have to build, you know, and what I mean by the frame, you look at the frame on any, you know, automobile, that's the first thing that most of them focus on as being an engineer or developer. I would say, right, I could be wrong because I never developed a car yet, but I know I'm going to develop one real soon. If I got to do it hand, you know, part by part, I'm going to do this shit, right? Now you got the electric motor, right? So we ain't dealing with gas, guzzler cars no more. I'm just way past that, you know, and I want self-driving and all that also. This the body, the SUV. This is the body. EV evolution is what primarily. Let's park. This is why the big traditional company was mad with Tesla and a lot of these electric cars that's coming out, because, you know, the traditional models, they make more money when the cars wreck, break, etc. Keep selling you parts that's going to actually go out. The electric vehicle got, you know, none to less parts. So less, you know, parts is going to be needed. Now, I don't know the disadvantage right offhand to tell you, because they got to have a disadvantage. So with that being said, that's one primary revolution. We're not going to talk about the environment, health, and all that type of stuff, you know. But this is just the concept. You can see it real good. That's the pretty baby right there, right? Okay, let me show you another good footage of it. Look at that pretty motherfucker. I know you love it already. I know you're ready for it. Look at that. And I just skip to maybe the back of it. Look at that back. I got it already, you know, graph it up, 3D dimensional, you know what I'm saying? Had developers, you know, did everything for me. So what would be the first thing I would be looking to do? If I gotta do it myself with a small team, I would have a 3D printer. It would be in-house production. I'm not big on starting this way because I don't see really the economic sense of producing the product in-house when you could sub it out. Now, you might disagree with me, but it took me 30 months to develop Buttercup cover. I could have subbed it out to a private label company, let them do it. Because actually, I keep saying Tesla because when they first got out, they subbed it through Lotus. And that's why the Tesla was in a faster production, stage. And I'm just trying to build it all in-house. Now, they was doing a lot of in-house work as time went on. So with that being said, I would be focused on Asian production. Because at one time when I got involved with this, it was like in China you could get a product, from over there and then sell it back in the country. So I would want to launch the Cage, over there really, and then I would get sales back home, but over there I could get it, created over there and sell it inside of China because electric vehicles is way ahead of the U.S. electric vehicles. If you've been involved with this electric vehicle industry, you'll see how fast they've been growing and building cars, etc. And it's like, they tied it with selling car valley and big, big hubs and, big carpet heads also, but they're really, last time I checked, it was running a race, so I was like, well, I would put my car over there and get it, done. They ain't got to know somebody like me behind the scenes, per se, first to get started. So it's like sub out the work. So I'm going to sub the work out to a manufacturing company, a seller, let them build a car for us or whatever. Now, this is the thing I want to talk about, the automobile industry. Anything about the automobile industry. After the last 40, 50 years, after Ford, GMC, Dodge, and a few other brands over here in America actually, monetized on it, it was kind of hard for people to come in that industry and really get their cars out because so many rules and regulations. The powers that be was, keeping a lot of shareholders as they sell involved. You're in it for the gas and oil and different things of that nature. So it wasn't just no easy industry to break in, right? And I always say thanks to Tesla, Elon Musk, but which it was other founders also that founded Tesla. It wasn't just Elon Musk per se. It was two other guys, and we'll talk more about another time, that actually founded Tesla, right? Thanks to Nikola Tesla, right? So, I'm on there, I call Mansa Musa, you know what I'm saying? If you get where I'm going at with this. But the Mansa, that was the first concept, was the Musa Manor, you know what I'm saying? But he opened the door for guys like me and other lecturers. I'm not trying to compete with Tesla and all that. They opened the door. GMC tried it in 2000. It crashed. It didn't work. And then these guys created the Tesla concept. Elon Musk, he sold PayPal, whatever, put his money, became a principal investor. And, they wrote the other guys out of history. But I'm not here to talk about the history of Tesla. I'm here to talk about, my foundation, right? So with that being said, what used to cost $1 billion to start costs less when 3D printing equipment. Okay, why? The reason why, folks, is because we're not using all that material per se when you're doing most of 3D printing work, right? According to, my understanding, perspective, and study of things, right? So a prototype, used to, still could cost you a minimum $400K to $1 million to build. Now with 3D printing, a company can use the right amount of material, so you won't be wasting all this material and things like that. You got companies that do need 3D print that's building the mold, the model, and everything out. So I believe in my process, I don't think I'm gonna spend no million just on my first prototype. If that's the route I want to go. So with that being said, I tell people the information I do is for a 7-year-old. It's not really for guys my age. If they grasp it and love it, that's a plus. So what I bring to the youth is for to open the door. So when we do this electric vehicle, someone 20 or 7 or 10 years old, 5, 6, whatever it may be, that's growing up, I want to look at this and say, well, they want to build their own car. Like Fubu did for us guys with the the clothing line, because after this, this is really nothing. What's about to happen. The taxi cab, the flying taxis, is what I got to hurry to get involved after I do this. But this is just one of my own concepts, automobile development, which is a product development, and this is the reason why I kind of lost interest in a lot of my other developments, like the coffee brand, the shirts, things of that nature, because I put so much time and energy in constructing this as a concept for its paper for right now, and I'm really serious about building because I'm a car freak. I started off young with my own hoop things. I stole cars at one time, etc. I just love cars. I'm a car freak, so I decided I'm gonna build my own car, and I wanted to go commercial, and I wanted to be a family inheritance. This is one thing I really don't want to sell. I want this to go down to generation to generation. So I just opened the door for y'all to see how automobile development could be done, the initial approach of it. And I ain't must give you the whole outline because I got a whole binder and whole blueprint for this. It's just the outline of it. So you want to get involved with me and line up with me and be a part of this venture right here, you're welcome to contact me, DM, whatever it may be, or YouTube, whatever it may be that this video may be on. But I'm out just giving you the CGE motors, the electric vehicle, no gas, but this thing gonna be running fast, full speed. I'm out. Jay Cage again with another episode today. Broke down on, you can say, product development. That will make my code so unique and so special from a lot of other programs that people ask what's so special about, because I talk and teach and prep things that's $1 billion projects, ideas, and visions. Nothing under $1 billion, $1 billion or more, and I'm gone.